Okay, so let's talk about how to trade put options, more specifically, how I trade put options. And just to be very clear, in my opinion, shorting is tough. I don't care what anybody says. Whenever you try to short anything, it's a very tough trade. And it's something I always keep in mind anytime I'm considering finding a short on whatever stock it is I'm trading. But a good way to explain how I trade put options is to show an example. So I'm going to do a trade recap from October 30th when I happened to trade Tesla puts, and I had a nice trade on it, and I scalped it, and it turned out to be a good day. So now, just like I always do, in order to find what I consider good trades, I always start from top down. I start with the daily chart, and I really like when patterns get tight. I like when price is close to the moving averages, the 9 EMA, the 20 SMA, and when there's a major level and it breaks that both to the upside or the downside, I think that it could possibly start a momentum move. And as you can see here, I have the daily chart of Tesla up and up until the 29th. So I'm not showing the candle from the 30th. This is what it looked like. Look at this 406 level. If you were to flip this chart upside down, it looks like a breakout, right? And then vice versa. So this looks like a nice breakdown. Below 406, it looks like it has a lot of room. And I'm sure there's a lot of people who kind of chased this from 440 to 460, long period of consolidation. Everybody probably thought it had to make new highs. And then as it continues to show weakness, you just got to think that some people are trapped and they're stuck at higher prices. And here is that pivot that looks like if it breaks, a lot of people are going to run for the exits. So this is the technicals. Now just to go into the actual trade itself. So Tesla opens pretty weak. As you can see, has a nice gap down and it's trading just above that 406 level. And I'm not trying to short it just because it gets there. I want to wait for a pattern. It's very hard to be patient and wait for a pattern to be able to get a good entry. But that's the key when it comes to becoming consistent. It's just avoiding those emotions, waiting for a good entry, and then being able to take that trade. So as much as I wanted to take this as it comes to 406, I don't want to take this trade within the first minute. That's just, it's not worth it for me. But it's clearly showing some weakness. So that's a good sign. Now I just have to wait, try to wait for some sort of flag pattern or some sort of opening range break, and then wait for a good spot. So that is a big, aggressive 1 minute candle showing a lot of selling. That's almost a 4-point candle in 1 minute, and it's right below that 406. So ideally, I just want to see this hold below that level. And now it has clearly set a high and a low of day. So the high is 407.59, the low is 403.82. So in a perfect world, I would like to see this consolidate for a few minutes in between that candle. And then when it breaks low of day right around 404, that looks like a clean opening range break, which is one of my favorite patterns to trade. I like flag patterns and I like opening range breaks. And you could kind of say that this looks like a flag, but the reason that I say it's an opening range break is just because it's within the first handful of minutes in the day. And I even draw a little line on the chart just to remind myself to, okay, calm down. As much as I want to short this right now, let's just wait. Wait for that good spot and give it a go. And I actually like this move higher because it clearly shows if anybody is trying to buy this dip, if it breaks lows, I think that that's where they're all going to stop out. So if this eventually gets down below 404, I feel good for continuation. So everything is lining up and looking good. And I like that it had that move higher and totally rejected. So now it's just about waiting for the tape to look pretty weak and knowing that that 404 is that main level. We break that, it has a high probability of going lower. And that's all I try to focus on is just high probability trades. I've seen this set up a lot. And usually when it breaks those lows, it has some momentum and it continues lower. Now, how far it goes, I have no idea, but I'm scalping and I just want to take that quick move. So I'm getting ready to get in. So it's coming down to that 404. That looks really good. That's a clean opening range break. Now it just needs to get to those lows. Want to see the tape get really weak right around that level. And then the key with everything is I want it to go quick. So it's approaching that 404. If it breaks that 404.50, looks pretty good, got below it, and I got short right there, right around 404.50s. And now if it takes out that 404, I feel pretty good about this going lower and knowing that it's trading below that major technical level, 406, that I got from the daily chart. So right into 404, and this looks like it's barely hanging on. So now just waiting for that low a day break right around 403.82. And remember, I got short right around 404.50s. So I want to see this take out the lows. Got down to 403.50. Just want to see it take that out. Coming into 403. And now I just want to see 403 get taken out, and then I will consider taking profits. But I'm being careful because, like I said before, whenever you're trading anything to the short side, and especially Tesla, it could be a tough trade. So some size at 403. So if we take out that bid at 403, I think that this is going to drop. And it just dropped right there into 69, really starting to speed up. And I just got out of the trade right there for almost 2 points. So it was a very quick scalp. And at the end of the day, that's what I am. I'm a scalper, so I take those quick moves. If I could critique myself on this trade, I think that I could have at least tried to hold a little bit. The only reason why I would hold on this versus any other time where I usually don't hold anything is because it was a major breakdown level. So like I mentioned in my recap video of the month, occasionally there's going to be maybe 1 or 2 opportunities in a month where there's a lot of consolidation, and whether it be to the upside or the downside, I prefer the upside. But when it breaks that key technical level, it's going to have a massive move. So I can do a better job at when I get antsy and I want to take that scalp off, only when it's a much bigger picture breakout or breakdown, take off maybe 4 for that quick scalp, and then hold one piece, because Tesla ended up selling off to like 380s this day. So it got destroyed. And also knowing that 401.64 is pre-market lows. So there's still a technical level below. But even with that being said, it's tough to be upset because I was in that trade for just under 2 minutes and made $538. And I don't know many other places where you can make that kind of money that fast. And it was relatively simple, right? Major level at 406. Now just wait for the pattern. Creates a nice 5-minute opening range break of that high being 407.59, the low being right around 403.80s. And when it breaks the lows, it gets follow through, and it has about a 2.5 point follow through. And that is really all you need, especially when it comes to scalping, to be able to make really good money. So when it comes to trading put options, that is all I'm looking for. I'm not doing any sort of advanced strategy. It really is just waiting for those technical patterns on the momentum names, take the breaks of those opening ranges or flag patterns, and then take that quick move like always. And there was even another opportunity right here, because look at that. That looks like a clean flag with pre-market lows below. But I listened to my rule of if I take a trade pretty quick off the open and I'm green, just call it. I don't want to push it. And especially with Tesla on the short side. But looking back, maybe I could have sized down, maybe trade 2 contracts, 3 contracts, because this ended up breaking a nice clean flag break with pre-market lows below, and this had some nice follow through. So that could have been a nice winner, but I don't want to overtrade. My main focus is that 1 to 3 trades. That's my sweet spot. And then when I'm green, I usually just call it, because like I always say, my stats tell me the more I click buttons, the more trouble I get into. So I listen to those stats. So that's it. That was the quick trade recap from October 30th. And now I happen to make $538 in just under 2 minutes trading Tesla put options. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.